everybody. Welcome to the last weekend of the Minnesota 2019 black powder season. This is Friday. I have Friday off. In a stand I've hunted a few times. Actually, I usually see deer out of the stand, so it's kind of surprising. A couple of times I've been hunting it in the black powder, I haven't seen anything. There's a lot of sign. I got in late last night, so I haven't had a chance to really scout. So today I'm gonna sit here. It's supposed to start snowing at 9. Done 10 to 11 o'clock. It's just gonna be a light snow. But my plan is to do a little bit of scouting. And if this is the best spot, I'm gonna stay in it. Otherwise, I have a pop-up with a heater that I plan on hunting in as well, as the temps this weekend are significantly colder than before. So we're going to see single-digit temps almost the entire time we're hunting this time. So very light wind out of the southeast today. And hope we get to see some action. Stay tuned. Hey everybody. I'm out of the stand. I am scouting. This area here is thick as can be and looks really promising. Like I'm on my property. So I could be right here. The only problem is there's no deer sign. It seems like over by the stand there was a lot more tracks than last week, but then again, I have a whole nother week worth of tracks. I'm not that far away from that stand, but it seems like most of the deer have already turned and gone back into the woods. I only see a couple of tracks in here. Not enough worth trying, but we're going to keep scouting. We're going to find a spot for that pop-up blind. I've only got another 60 yards to the edge of the property, and then I'm going to work my way back. And if I don't see any really solid sign through here, then we're going to go ahead and head off to the east side of the property to put up the pop-up, because when we came in there were significantly more tracks than what there was before over that way. And the pheasants aren't here anymore either. I did see about 15 or so, and they did cut right across here, but there was 100 here last weekend easy. So animals are moving around. Gotta go find them. We'll talk to you soon. Hey everybody, we're heading out for the evening hunt. I scouted the property this morning. Didn't see a lot of fresh sign except for one spot, and the deer coming up in this one spot to water. So that's where we're gonna go. We're gonna see if we can get a crack at one there. Lots of fresh sign, lots of old sign. They've been coming there often. So we're actually gonna, with this wind, it's a south-southeast wind, very light. It's gonna be moving to the west this afternoon. And so, or this evening into tonight, I mean more west and northwest, and the wind's gonna pick up after today. So we really have perfect weather for this time of year. And so we'll give it a shot. I'm gonna try to get in the cattails, get next to a muskrat house, and that's gonna be my blind and stand. It's gonna be about a 50-60 yard shot to where the deer are at from that spot. It's about the only spot where I have that the wind is gonna be okay. So we're gonna see what we can do to rustle up. I know there's deer here, there's deer sign here. We just gotta get them here during the day, and I'll probably give it a try in the morning again. And if we don't see any deer movement, then we're gonna probably go to some public ground and start hunting public for the rest of the weekend. My concern here is that they're just pretty nocturnal, but we shall see. We'll give it a try. we're gonna be heading straight north from the farmhouse. So this patch of woods right up in here, get through these little willows, and there's a slough there. It's got some cattails in it. This is where a lot of the pheasants were roosting. Most of the pheasants now are off our property. They're on the neighbor's property. There's a few here, so we might see a few pheasants, but we're after deer. Let's go get them. All right, we're set up. So my wind is going in this direction, so there's more southwest than southeast already, which is great. South isn't as good. The more west, the better. Northwest would be perfect, which is what we're gonna have later. So you can kind of see the tree edge, and there's a dike holding the slough that we're standing on back, and the deer are walking right across that dike. It's gonna be about a 70-yard shot, and I'm zeroed in, so I don't have to worry about that. And then right down there is where we were at this morning, and I thought I heard one this morning, but I never saw it. And you can't. If they come up here to drink, which is what they're doing, they turn around and go back, and you'll never see them. So straight north of me, there's a big cedar thicket, and I believe that's where they're bedding at. Otherwise, there's a point that kicks off into the next cattail slough over on the neighbor's property that they also bed on. There's nobody hunting north of me, so it should be like a little refuge for them in there. And there was a lot of tracks on this dike this morning. We did get a dusting of snow, so now you can really see what's fresh and which isn't. So here's the hut that I'm going to be sitting next to. The old Winchester X150 is the rifle of the day. On this trip, I still brought my lineman along, my tradesman. But this is an exceptionally accurate rifle. We're kind of at crunch time, so we're going to see what we can do. This is by far where the most game activity is for deer on the property, is right in front of me here. And again, like I mentioned, if I hunt here tonight and tomorrow without seeing anything, then we're going to go and head for different property, I believe. So right next to me here, right in here is where the pheasants were roosting this morning. There's not anywhere near as much as last weekend, but there's probably 15 or so. And they got up right out of this brush right here in these cattails right here and flew right in front of me. But most of the birds are on the neighbor's property over that way. There's a stand I hunted during the slug season over there. If you're in that stand, lots and lots of pheasants. That's also a really good deer stand. It's probably the best deer stand we had, but for right now we can only hunt over here, so we'll see what we can do. All right. The wind switched, so I was able to get a lot closer. There's about 1 hour left of shooting time, so we get lucky. All right, so didn't hunt Saturday morning. Blowing really heavy. It's still pretty bitter northwest wind. It's about half of what it was this morning. On a new piece of property, as you can see, a lot more timber, a lot more hills, places for deer to get away from the wind. This is a pretty good property here. The one I was on, there is no deer left on. It was up in the high grounds in that short prairie grass, and with this wind and the snow, the deer are gone. There's no fresh sign at all up there anymore. I checked it out this morning. I have no idea when in the week they left, but there's nothing left up there. So we're gonna hunt tonight and tomorrow morning on this property. I'm just getting out of the truck here, just getting going here. It is cold. Actual temp is like, I don't know, 12, 13 degrees, and with this wind it's definitely chilly. So first I'm gonna do a quick look around for sign, and then I'm gonna find somewhere to get tucked out of the wind. If I'm up in a stand here, it's gonna get cold quick. So let's see how today goes. Just got to the stand. I saw two fawns coming into here. They're bedded on the hillside. They actually spooked in the direction of the stand. So next evening we'll see what happens. Hello everybody. It's Sunday morning of the last day of the Minnesota black powder season. There's a different perspective here of some of the land that I was hunting for the slug season. Get zoomed in a little bit. So there's the slough that I was sitting by the rat house, and on the opposite end is the tree stand that I hunted quite a bit in. A little bit of the panoramic. There's the farm place. Here's a gorgeous morning. You hear the trucks running. Well, the reason we're not hunting, it's 4 below zero right now. Yeah, I froze last night, so I had some equipment that wasn't cutting it. I was really planning on being in a pop-up blind more, but some stuff I had was not cutting it. Some stuff I had did just fine, and so we'll be doing a little bit some equipment review stuff to talk about some of the gear and what needs to happen in order to hunt in this kind of extreme cold. It did get a lot colder than what I was expecting, but the tracks are gone. The deer kind of left up here. I can see there's a one track right here of a older doe that came walking out. Around here it looks like most of the tracks are all nocturnal. Nothing's really moving during the day. We're going to get some trail cameras out here next year so we have a better idea, but all this part here is still going to be crop, but all that little grass stuff all through there, all the way around is going to be all CRP grass just like this, and then we're going to have a better chance at actually holding deer and holding pheasants and keeping game on this property. Right now there's not a pheasant here, there's nothing here. So we're at the beginning of a great future for this property, but no deer this year. Last night late it was really cold and I got out of the stand and I was walking up to the edge, saw one fawn being chased by a coyote. I was going to try to get a crack at the coyote and I just couldn't. It was just too far away for black powder. But one small fawn, and the coyote was not far, like a minute behind it, right on its trail. So that's unfortunate, but seeing a lot of deer after dark, out feeding in the fields, it's just it's pretty much a nocturnal game, which happens at this time of year. So that's about it, everybody. Thanks for watching the channel, and it's probably the next thing I'll be doing is some stuff in the offset smoker. See you then.